Jai. Dandavats. Dandavats to all the devotees. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission. We are reading today from Sri Chaitanya Baghavata Adikanda, Part 1, Chapter 4, Name-Giving Ceremony, Childhood Pastimes, and Thieves Kidnapped the Lord, from Chaitanya Baghavata. And I'd like to offer my obeisances to my beloved Gurudev and Guru Maharaj. We just finished singing all the songs and the vandanams and everything. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chaksha Unmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Gurvabhista Sapodakam Guru Ganir Ashishya Sambhuchitam Chincha Chincha Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Pantanagam Govinda Medamudvalavadattaram Bhaktiyan Vitam Sundaram Vande Vishwaguru Divya Baghavata I know he Vijaparam Devam Divyantanun Suchanda Varanam Varakachelantitam Sandranandam Puram Sareka Varanam Vairagya Vijam Buddhim Shri Sadantanadim Subhakti Lasitam Sarasvatanam Varam Vande Tam Shubharam Maneka Sharanam Nashasvaram Shidaram Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, reading from Chaitanya Baghavata, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. All glories to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Beloved Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Chapter 4. Sri Chaitanya Baghavata Adikanda, Part 1, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur. Okay, name-giving ceremony and childhood pastimes. This chapter describes Sri Gaurahari's childhood pastimes, his crawling as a child, his name-giving ceremony, the kidnapping of Nimai by two thieves, and the two thieves falling under the influence of Vishnu's illusory energy and returning Nimai to the house of Jagannath Mishra, thinking it to be their own house. Sri Gaurachandra daily manifested wonderful childhood pastimes and increased the happiness of Sachi and Jagannath. Sri Vishvarup, the incarnation of Sankarshan, also served Gaurahari by holding him on his lap. The relatives who were filled with parental affection for Gaura Gopal displayed their intense affection for him by chanting Vishnu Raksha or Deva Raksha mantras, Parajita stotras, and the Shringa mantras to protect him. Surrounded by relatives, accompanied by singing and the playing of musical instruments, Sachi Devi observed the ceremony marking the beginning of the Lord's crawling by worshipping the Ganges and goddess Sasti, thus exhibiting her unalloyed parental affection for the Lord. On the pretext of crying, the child Gaura induced everyone to chant the names of Hari and thus filled the house of Sachi with the name of Krishna. One time, in the absence of his parents, the 4-month-old Gaura Gopal scattered all the items in the house about the floor. When he understood that his mother was returning, he immediately lay in bed and cried. Mother Sachi stopped the child from crying by chanting the names of Hari and was then surprised to see the mess in the house. In parental affection, Jagannath Mishra and other elder devotees concluded that the mess was certainly not made by the child, rather some invisible demon, being unable to harm the child, who was protected by mantra, caused the heavy loss by scattering the items about the house in order to satisfy his anger. Eventually, when the time arrived for Nimai's name-giving ceremony, the greatly learned Nilambar Chakravarti and the chaste woman, who were full of affection for Gaura, all assembled. at the house of Sachi. Due to the advent of the child, the whole country became jubilant. Everyone's miseries were mitigated. Devotion reigned on the fertile soil of the people of the world, and the lack of kirtan was eliminated. Therefore, after careful consideration, the learned scholars gave Gaurahari the name Vishwambar. The name of Vishwambar is also found in the Supreme Lord's other incarnations, who maintain the universe. According to the calculation of his horoscope, Gaurahari was ascertained to be the source of all Vishnu avatars and the original personality of Godhead. The chaste women who were filled with paternal affection desired a long life for the child, so they named the child Nimai in order to discourage death from approaching him. Therefore, the name Vishwambar, given by the learned scholars, is the primary name, and the name Nimai, given by the chaste ladies, is secondary. During the name-giving ceremony, Jagannath Mishra placed rice paddy, puffed rice, gold, silver, and Srimad Bhagavatam in front of Nimai in order to ascertain the child's propensities. Rather than grabbing the business items, rice paddy, puffed rice, gold, and silver meant for the Vaishya community, Nimai grabbed the Srimad Bhagavatam and identified himself as a Brahmana. As Nimai grew up, he attracted everyone with his crawling pastimes. One day, Gaura Narayan saw the snake Shesha in the courtyard. After playing with him for a while, the Lord exhibited his pastimes of resting on the bed of Shesha by laying on the coils of the snake. When everyone began to cry in fear of Nimai's danger from the snake left on its own accord. Seeing Nimai's enchanting beauty, Sachi and Jagannath considered that he was some great personality. As soon as the child Nimai heard the name of Hari, he would immediately smile and begin to dance. Otherwise, he would continue to cry until he heard the name of Hari. Therefore, from the time of sunrise, the ladies would surround the child and loudly chant the names of Hari while clapping their hands. And Nimai would respond by dancing and rolling on the ground. When both strangers and acquaintances were captivated by the Lord's beauty and offered him sweets and bananas, the Lord would bring those foodstuffs and distribute them as prasadam to the ladies who were engaged in chanting the names of Hari. Sometimes Nimai displayed the pastimes of entering a neighbor's house to drink milk or eat and spoil the household items. One day, as Nimai was playing outside his house, 2 thieves kidnapped him out of greed to steal the child Gaura's ornaments. Later, being bewildered by the illusory energy of Vishnu, the thieves returned the Lord to the house of Jagannath Mishra. When Jagannath Mishra and others present heard Nimai describe his kidnapping, they could not understand what had happened due to the Lord's illusory energy. So that's the introduction to this chapter 4. All these things will be addressed, and so we'll start here with chapter 1. Please forgive my Bengali, but I will try to do the best I can. Jaya Jaya Kamala Nayana Gora Chandra Jaya Jaya Tomara Premera Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to the lotus-eyed Lord Gaurachandra. All glories to your devotees who are filled with pure love of God. I'll just read this tiny purport here. The word Kamala Nayana indicates lotus eyes. All glories to Sri Gauranga, and all glories to his devotees who are bound by love for the Lord. Due to envy and a poor fund of knowledge, some neophyte devotees glorify only Mahaprabhu and do not glorify his dear devotees. In this way, they confirm that they have a hellish mentality. In order to vanquish the narrow-mindedness of these non-devotees, the author, who is a great Vaishnavacharya, glorifies the Lord's devotees, considering them associates of the Lord. Heno Shubhadristi Prabhu Karaha E Mayaya Aharnish Nisha Chita Yena Bhajayeto Maya. O my Lord, please cast your glance of causeless mercy on me, so that my mind may worship you day and night. Hena Mate Prakasha Haila Gora Chandra Sachi Grihe Dine Dine Badaye Ananda. In this way, Shri Gaurachandra evented, and the happiness in the house of Sachi increased day by day. Putrera Shimukha Deki Brahmani Brahmana Ananda Sagare Danhe Bhashayanu Shana. Seeing their son's beautiful face, the Brahmana couple constantly floated in an ocean of bliss. The word Brahmani refers to Sachi Devi, and the word Brahmana refers to Jagannath Mishra, of course. Baire Dakiye Vishvarupa Bhagavan Hasya Karena Kole Anandera Dhamma. When the most powerful Vishvarup would see his brother, the reservoir of pleasure, he would smile and take him on his lap. Yata Apta Varga Ache Sarva Parikare Aharnista Sabe Taki Balake Avare. All the relatives and friends of the Lord's family would gather around the child both day and night. The word avare means cover or protect by surrounding. Text 7. Vishnu Rakshapade Deki Devi Rakshapade Mantrapade Gara Keha Kari Dige Vede. Some would recite mantras invoking Lord Vishnu's protection, and some would recite mantras invoking Goddess Durga's protection. Others would chant mantras while circumambulating the house. The word Vishnu Raksha indicates the chanting of prayers to Vishnu, who destroys all dangers for protecting the child. The word Devi Raksha indicates the chanting of prayers to Durga for protecting the child. The word Veda means go around. That's really interesting. It's really something, because in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada gives the word-for-word meanings, but here not so in the Chaitanya Baghavata. So it's explaining it in the purports. We don't have the word-for-word meanings here. Text 8. Tavat Kandera Prabhu Kamala Lochana Hari Nama Sunile Rahena Tatashana. Whenever the lotus-eyed Lord cried, he would stop only upon hearing the chanting of the names of Hari. Parama Sankete E Sabe Abaj Hilena Kandile Hari Nama Sabe Layena. As everyone came to understand this great mystery, they would all begin to chant the names of Hari whenever the Lord cried. I'll read this little purport here. Everyone understood that if they did not chant the names of Hari, the Lord would continue crying, and if they would chant the names of Hari, the Lord would stop crying. Therefore, they would chant the names of Hari before the Lord. Later, Mahaprabhu clearly explained the symptoms of Mahabhagavata, or exalted devotee, to Ramananda Vasu as follows. Jahara darshane mukhe ashe Krishna nama tanhare janiha tumi Vaishnava pradana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, a first-class Vaishnava is he whose very presence makes others chant the holy name of Krishna. Sarva loke avi avarya take sarva shana kotuka karaye rakshika devagana. While the Lord was constantly surrounded by people, some mischievous demigods played pranks on them. Purport. Lord Gaurahari desired to be always surrounded by many people. From his childhood, the Lord inaugurated the sacrifice of chanting the names of Krishna in the company of many people. Although the Lord destroys all dangers, lamentation, and fearfulness, and awards immortality, the mischievous demigods found that his relatives who resided nearby and always stayed by his side were fearful. So in order to have some fun, they scared them further. Kona deva alakshite grihete sambaya chaye de kisabe bole karayaya. One of them secretly entered the Lord's house, and when the people saw his shadow, they exclaimed, "There goes a thief." Narashinga keha kare dwani apari jitara stotra kare mukeshuni. Someone chanted Nrsinga, and someone offered prayers to Aparajita, goddess Durga. Nana mantre kehadasa dikbanda kare uthila parana kala vara sachigare. Someone else would protect the 10 directions by mantra. In this way, a commotion arose in the house of Mother Sachi. The process of protecting the 10 directions with mantras in order to stop any danger from entering was also current. Prabhu deki grihera bahira deva yaya sabe bole mata ashe apolaya. As a demigod left the house after seeing the Lord, everyone exclaimed, "There he goes." Keha bole dara dara chara yaya nishinga kaha da kaye sadaya. Someone said, catch him, there goes the thief." Someone else repeatedly chanted, Nrsinga. Kona ahabole aji edali baila na janis Nrsinghera patapavi shaila. One exorcist said, "You are lucky you escaped today. You don't know the great power of Lord Nrsingadev." The word Oja is a corruption of the name Upadaya. People with such a name are generally physicians, expert in chanting mantras to treat those suffering from ghosts, evil spirits, and snake bites. The great potency of the Nrsinga mantra is fierce and unbearable for ghosts, evil spirits, and aspirations. Okay, text 17. Sekanataki deva hase alaksite paripurna haila maseka e mate. The demigods who were secretly standing there watching everything began to laugh, and in this way, one month passed. Balaka Utana parve yatanari gana sachi sange ganga snane karila gamana. On the occasion of the child's coming out of the maternity room, the ladies accompanied Sachi Devi for bath in the Ganges. Vaijagi Gita Kola Hale Kari Ganga Snana Age Ganga Pujita Begela Shasti Stana. As they went for bath, they sang and played musical instruments. They first worshipped the Ganges, and then they went to worship Shasti. Shasti is an imaginary village goddess. This imaginary village goddess is worshipped in order to ensure that the child would not die early but would live up to 60 years. People say that goddess Shasti is to be worshipped on the 6th day after a child is born. This is part of the Niskramana Samskara, the occasion of coming out of the maternity room. The word Shasti Stana refers to the place beneath either a peepal tree or a banyan tree where goddess Shasti is seated on a cat and holding a newborn child on her lap. Text 20. Yata vidi puja sabe devera charana alenagri he paripurna nahigana. After properly worshipping the feet of all the gods, the ladies returned home feeling satisfied. Kala Taila Sindura Kuya Pana Sabera Dilena Akariya Samana. Mother Sachi then respectfully distributed roasted patty, bananas, mustard oil, vermilion, betel nut, and pan to the ladies. Balakara Ashiya Sarvanari Gana Kalilena Grihe Vandi Aracharana. All the ladies then blessed the child, offered obeisances to Mother Sachi, and departed for their respective homes. Hena Mati Vashe Prabhu Apana Lilaya Ke Tane Jani Te Pare Yadina Janaya. In this way, the Lord performed his pastimes. Who can understand them unless they are inspired by the Lord? Kararite Chaha Prabhu Apana Kirtana Etarata Kari Prabhu Sangane Rodana. The Lord wanted everyone to chant his holy names, so he cried frequently. Yata Yata Prabodha Karaye Narigana Prabhu Puna Puna Kari Karaye Kradana. The more the ladies tried to pacify the Lord, the more he would cry. Hari Hari Bali Yari Dake Sarva Jane Tabe Prabhu Hasi China Shri Chandra Vadane. But as soon as they chanted the name of Hari, the Lord would smile and look at them with his moon-like face. Janiya Prabhura Chita Sarva Jane Meli Sarabalena Hari Diya Karatali. Knowing the heart of the Lord, everyone continually chanted the name of Hari while clapping their hands. Anande Karaye Sabe Hari Sankirtana Hari Name Purna Haila Sachira Bhavana. Everyone happily performed congregational chanting of the name of Hari, and thus Sachi's house became filled with the sound of the holy name of Hari. Shri Matavase Prabhu Jagannatha Gare Gupta Bhave Gopalera Praya Keli Kare. As the Lord resided in the house of Jagannath Mishra, he secretly performed pastimes similar to those of Gopal Krishna. Text 30 to 31. Ye samaya yakana natake kehagare, ye kichitaka ye gare sakala vitare, vitariya sakala prelaya chari bite sarvagara bare taila dugagala grite. Whenever there was no one home, the Lord would scatter things here and there, and then pour oil, milk, buttermilk, and ghee on the floor. Janani ashe jena janiya apane sayane achena prabhu karena vodane. When he understood that his mother was coming, he would lie down and begin to cry. Hari Hari Baliya Satvana Kare Maya Kare Deki Sabe Draya Gada Gada Yaya. In order to pacify the crying child, Mother Sachi would chant the name of Hari. Then she noticed a big mess in the room and inquired, Ke Felilas Sarva Grihe Danya Chalu Mugda Bandera Sakita Deki Banga Dari Duga. Who has scattered this paddy rice and dal all over the house? She also noticed that the pots of yogurt and milk had been broken. The word chalu means rice. That's a little purport there. Sabe chari masera balaka chegare ke pelila hena ke ha bajite napare. No one could understand who had scattered everything about. There was only the 4-month-old child at home. Sabe parijana ashi milila takaya manushyada chinna matra kehanahi paya. All the relatives came there, but they were also unable to find a trace of who had done it. Kehabole danava ashiyachila agare rakshalagi sishude nirala lakibare. Someone said, some demon must have come, but he was unable to attack the child due to the protective mantras. Shishulagi bare na paye krodamane apachaya kari palaila nijastane. Being unable to harm the child, he angrily made this mess and then fled away. Mishra Jagannatha de kichite bada danda daiva hena jani kichu na balila manda. Jagannath Mishra was very astonished to see the mess, but considering that it was an act of providence, he remained silent. Daive appa chaya deki dui jani chahe balake dekiya kona dukkha nahi rahe. In spite of the great wastage, Sachi and Jagannath forgot all their distress when they looked at the face of their son. E matta pratidina karena kutuka nama karanera kaila haila samuka. In this way, the Lord daily performed some mischief, and then the time came for his name-giving ceremony arrived. The word namakarana refers to one of the 10 purificatory processes. Text 42. Nilambara Chakravati Adi Vidyavan Sarvabandhu Ganera Haila Upastana. All the learned persons, headed by Nilambar Chakravarti, as well as all friends and relatives, came for the ceremony. Milila Vistara Sipati Vratagana Lakshmi Praya Deepta Sabe Sindura Bhushana. Many chaste women who were decorated with vermilion and as effulgent as Lakshmi came for the ceremony. The term Lakshmi Praya refers to a chaste lady or a chaste wife decorated with vermilion. Nama tuhi bare sabe karena vichara Shri Gana bolaye eka anye bole ara. Everyone considered what name should be given. The woman suggested one name and others suggested another name. The word tui bare means to keep and is derived from the Bangladesh word toya. Toya. Ihana eneke jesta kanya putranai sheshaye jamaya tara namase nimai. The lady said, since you have lost many daughters, this last-born child should be named Nimai. Purport. The Lord had many sisters who took birth and died prematurely before his event. Therefore, the Lord was named Nimai so that he would not also die prematurely. Text 46. Balena vidvan sabha kariya vichara ekanama yogya vaya tuite ihara. After due consideration, the learned scholars were suggested an appropriate name for the child. After due consideration, the learned scholars there suggested an appropriate name for the child. Eshu janmile matra sarva deshi deshi durbiksha guchila vristi paila krikshake. They said, since this child was born, all the surrounding provinces have been devoid of famine, and the farmers have had sufficient rains. Purport. After careful consideration, the expert learned persons named the child Vishvambar. Since the birth of this child, his mercy has produced rains from the cloud of pure devotional service that have showered on the living entities' hearts, which are compared to the farmer's fields burning from the threefold miseries. Thus, the seed of devotional service to Krishna has fructified and grown, and the absence of glorification of Lord Krishna has now been completely eradicated. Jagadhaila stuta ihana janame purvayena pritive darila narayane. Just as Lord Narayan previously delivered the earth, the entire world has become prosperous since the time of his birth. There's a long purport here. Shall I read it? I will read this purport. It's very nice. Previously, when the earth was submerged in the water, Lord Narayan, in his incarnation as Varaha, delivered and maintained the earth and thus became known as Vishvambar. Then again, prior to the incarnation of Hayagriva, the science of the absolute truth was lost to this world. Thus, the Vedic literature was merged in the water. Lord Shri Hayagriva then killed the material knowledge and natural science of the demons Madhu and Kataiba, and in this way displayed the glories of Vedic knowledge. For this reason, he is known as Vishvambar. Whenever the demigods and human beings are harassed by the demons, various incarnations of Lord Narayan appear in this world to protect and maintain the universe. Such incarnations are therefore also known as Vishvambar. Since this boy will also protect and maintain the universe, just like the incarnations of Vishnu, the name Vishvambar is appropriate for him. After considering in this way, the learned scholars selected the name Vishvambar for the Lord due to his advent and the influence of chanting and hearing the names of Krishna. People who had forgotten their constitutional position had become afflicted with unwanted habits have forgotten relief, that is, they have become situated in their constitutional position or attained the goal of life. Okay. Text 49. Atave ithana Shri Vishvambara Nama Kula Dipa Kosti Teo Likila Ihana. Therefore, this child should be named Shri Vishvambar. This name is also given in his horoscope. This is a purport. From the calculation of Vishvambar's horoscope, it is also understood that he is the supreme personality of Godhead and the original source of all other Vishnu incarnations. Nimaye Bali Lena Pativratagana Se Nama Dvitiya Dakibe Sarvajana. The name Nimai, suggested by the chaste ladies, will be his second name. The name Vishvambar, given to the Lord by the learned scholars, is his primary name, and the name Nimai, given by the chaste ladies, is his secondary name. From today, people will first address him as Vishvambar and then as Nimai. Text 51. Sava Shubhashana Nama Karana Samanye Gita Bhagavata Veda Brahmana Padaye. The occasion of the child's name-giving ceremony was most auspicious. The Brahmanas recited the Bhagavad Gita, the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Vedas. This is a purport of this verse. Whenever the name-giving ceremony is conducted at the house of a Brahmana or Vaishnava, The Brahmanas recite Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Vedic literatures. On this occasion, all auspicious symptoms like favorable winds and absence of unseasonal weather conditions prevailed. 52. Deva Naragane Karaye Ekatra Mangala Haridwanis Shankya Ganta Bhajaye Sakala. Both demigods and human beings chanted the name of Hari as conch shells were blown and bells were rung. Okay, so that is the name-giving ceremony. We're still in the middle of this chapter 4. It's quite a few. There's quite more from it, but I think we should stop there. Hari Dave, did you want to read today, or did you want me to continue, or what would you like?
Continue, Lady.
Please continue.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I shall continue. Okay, text 52. Deva Naragane Karaye Ekatra Mangala Hari Dwani Shanka Ganta Bhajaye Sakala. Both demigods and human beings chanted the name of Hari as conch shells were blown and bells were rung. Just read that. Danya Puntikai Kari Swana Rajatadi Yata Kari Bare Nimita Saba Kaila Upanita. In order to examine the child's preference, they kept paddy, a book, roasted paddy, money, gold, and silver in front of him. Jagannath Mishra said, Jagannath Bole Shune Bapa Vishvambara Yaha Chite Laya Tahada Raha Satvara. Jagannath Mishra said, listen, my dear Vishvambara, pick up whatever you find attractive. Sakala Chadiya Prabhu Shri Sachit Ananda Anandana Bhagavata Dariya Delena Alingana. Sri Sachit Ananda left everything aside and embraced the Srimad Bhagavatam. I feel like I did this. Did I lose my base? No, I didn't. Okay. 56. Patirate Gane Jaya Deya Chari Bita Sababo Lena Bada Haibe Pandita. From all sides, the chaste ladies exclaimed, Jaya, Jaya. Everyone predicted that the child would become a great learned scholar. Kehaboli Shikshubana Haibe Vaishnava Alpesava Shastrera Janibe Anubhava. Someone said, this child will be a great Vaishnava. He will realize the purport of the scriptures in a short time. Ye deki hasya Prabhu Chana Vishvambara Anande Chin Sinchita Haya Tara Kalevara. Whoever was blessed by Vishvambara's smiling glance was filled with happiness. Ye karaye kole se edite najane devera dulabe kole kare narigane. Whoever took him on their lap did not like to put him down. In this way, the ladies held on their laps he who was rarely attained by the demigods. Prabhu ye kande se Shane nare gana hatte tale diya kare hari sankirtana. Whenever the Lord cried, the woman would immediately clap their hands and chanted the names of Hari. Suniya Nachaya Prabhu Kolera Upare Vishesha Sakala Nari Hari Dwani Kare. As the Lord heard their chanting, he began to dance on their laps. This in turn inspired the ladies to chant with greater enthusiasm. Niravadi Sabara Vadane Hari Nama Chale Bola Yena Prabhu Hena Ichatana. Everyone there continually chanted the names of Hari, for they were induced by the will of the Supreme Lord. Tane Ichi Vine Kona Karma Siddha Nahe Veda Shastri Bhagavate Tatfakahe. Without the Lord's will, no activities are successful. This is confirmed in the Vedic literature and the Srimad Bhagavatam. Purport. It is concluded in the Vedic literatures and the Srimad Bhagavatam that without the will of the Lord, no fruitive work in this world can attain his desired goal. Simply by the will of the Lord, who inaugurated the Sankirtan movement, everyone in the world chanted the names of Hari on the pretext of the lunar eclipse. Again, the Lord induced men and women to chant the names on the pretext of his own crying. E mate karaya nija sankirtana dine dine pade prabhu Sri Satchinandana. In this way, the Supreme Lord, Sri Satchinandana, inspired everyone to chant his holy names as he grew up day by day. Janu Gati Chale Prabhu Parama Sundara Katite Kinkini Baje Ati Manohara. The crawling of the Lord was most beautiful, and the tinkling sound of the bells on his waist enchanted the minds of all. Parama Nibaye Sarva Angane Vihare Kibangi Sarpa Jaha Dekita Dare. He fearlessly wandered throughout the courtyard and grabbed whatever he saw, even a fire or a snake. Even a fire or a snake. Grabbed a fire. Ekadina Ekasarpa Badite Vedeya Darilena Sarpa Prabhu Balaka Lilaya. One day a snake entered the house, and the Lord caught hold of it in a childish sport. Kundali Kariya Sarpa Rahila Vediya Takura Takila Tara Upare Suiya. The Lord then lay down on the coils of the snake. The word kundali means snake, but in this context, it refers to the coils of the snake. Attevyate sabedeki haya haya kare suri suya hasena prabhu sapera upare. Seeing this, everyone immediately exclaimed, "Alas, alas!" But the Lord simply smiled as he lay on the snake. Garuda, Garuda Bale, Dake Sarvajana, Pitamata Adi Baye Karaye, Kradana. All the people there called out, Garuda, Garuda. And the Lord's parents cried out of fear. Purport, Garuda is the king of birds and the chastiser of snakes. Even today, people take shelter of Garuda or chant his name in order to get free from the fear of snakes. So we've been reading quite a lot here. Did you want me to, Hari Dave, did you want me to read from some other book? Actually, there are just a few pages left. Did you want me to read from something else today?
As you wish, Dave.
As I wish.
It's 8:50.
Yeah, there's 10 minutes. There is divine guidance there that you were reading from yesterday.
You want to read
And
Divine Guidance?
Braja read from it yesterday. Well, yes, I would love to. So we'll stop there about how people called out Garuda because he is the He is the chastiser of the snakes. So Mahaprabhu performs all these little childish pastimes in the courthouse, and it's a very beautiful display of his pastimes. So anyway, thus we finish reading this Chaitanya Baghavata today on chapter 4. We're on text 70, and we'll continue tomorrow with that, about the Lord's pastimes and his name-giving ceremony. And please forgive me, but I'll try and read from Divine Guidance, where Broja took off from yesterday. Okay, excuse me.
We read yesterday.
Yeah, I was hearing. Okay, and let's see. He was talking about some things, and Broja repeated it. Okay, so in hand-carved gems, reading from his Divine Guidance by His Divine Grace Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. Okay, so we'll take off. I'll just start at the top of the page from where she took off, left off from yesterday. She was talking about. Okay.
I was reading yesterday.
Oh, you were reading yesterday?
Yeah. And a devotee asked a question to Srila Govinda Maharaja.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He was very disencouraged.
Where did you leave on? Oh, you were reading yesterday.
Yeah, here.
I was reading something else.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll read. So I should read the question, actually.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll start where he left off yesterday.
All right.
I was on the wrong day. Okay, question by a devotee. Hand-carved gems. Question. You have much faith in my ability to manage. But I cannot see how it is possible to carry out your order, and I fear that if I continue, then the situation will get much worse. Please, Maharaj, remove me from this position and appoint someone else, and I will try to serve that devotee. If it is your desire that I continue, then I shall have to try again, but I am deeply frustrated and feel hopeless. I think all of us have probably asked questions like this. I have. Srila Maharaj answers. In our practitioner's life, for the time being, many disturbing things and also frustration must come. But with our deep service intention and faith, by the mercy of Srila Guru Maharaj, everything will be vanquished. Every morning in winter we shall not see the clear sun, as some days must be foggy. But we do not stop our duty because of that. Shri Krishna said in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Matra sparshastu kunteya, shitoshna sukadukada, agama payino nityas tamstatiksha sva bharata. What is necessary is only our capacity to tolerate, and this is also one kind of test. If I think of my own life's history, almost every day I was spent with anxiety in my service life. But I am happy with that. That is, I am thinking that Krishna is taking something from my energy for his divine service by making me worried. When a good boy, after trying hard, fails his class exam, what does his father do? Does he oust him from the house or give him nourishment to give him more enthusiasm? We must remember this. So he gives him nourishment for more enthusiasm. Alabde va vinaste va bakshyas ya chandana sadhane aviklava martir bhutva hari eva diya smaret. Therefore, we must try with our double energy to fulfill the desire of our Srila Guru Maharaj for the super benefit of our spiritual lives. Whatever is my duty is exclusively mine. I cannot give any share to anyone to make a massacre. If I know that only I can do the duty that has come to me, then I must do that. Those who can accept the challenge of service to Guru Gauranga, they can do many things, even beyond their capacity, by the grace of their lordships. Therefore, don't you worry. I can remember one phrase in Bengali poetry that says that even if the whole world will leave their service with a crying mood, I will not run, but I will try. Srila Guru Maharaj many times recited the story of Raghavindranath Tagore. Yadi Tora Daka Shune Ke Na Ashe Tabe Ishala Chalore. If nobody will come with you, you must proceed alone. Without even a stick, it is necessary to be steady in your point of position of service. It is a very high thing, but for your attention, I can say humbly, but beyond my jurisdiction, in remembrance of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srimati Radharani cannot tolerate to give any other party her divine, exclusive service. Share for Krishna. I think it is enough for your remembrance. We have got this very rare human body, intelligence, energy, and many qualifications for the service to Krishna. Therefore, we cannot allow ourselves to make a massacre of our service mind in exchange for some part of the mundane. Dear Prabhu, don't you be worried for any illusory environment. You must think that Srila Guru Maharaj is always with us, watching us and taking care of us. It must be we will finally get a victorious service position by his divine mercy. We are very fortunate, that is, we are enlightened by Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Swami Maharaj's divine service life. After Sriman Mahaprabhu, this kind of wave of devotion has not come out until the time of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. That wave has been blown all over the world by Srila Swami Maharaj and Srila Guru Maharaj in order to successfully smash the illusory environment, and now the whole world is chanting Hare Krishna. By hook or by crook, they established Krishna consciousness. But if we think how much obstruction came in their lifetime, we must forget our own sorrow and difficulties. Srila Das Goswami said that when will we be in a very much troubled position? Let me read that again. Srila Das Goswami said that when you will be in a very much troubled position from your inner enemies, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Maksara, you chant loudly the name of your protector, the Vaishnava. Pray to them for the protection of your spiritual divine life. And if you are sincere, you must get help from them. Then I can only say, proceed, proceed, and proceed, and the foggy sky must timely leave your vision. Question by the devotee again. We have read in a book from another temple that union is higher than separation, and we are having some problems understanding the explanations given there. In the past, we have always read in books of Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada and Srila Guru Maharaj that Vipralambha, separation, is the highest mood in Krishna consciousness. How are these statements compatible? Srila Maharaj replied, Srila Gurudev, my feeling is that even after 1,000 births more, such persons as wrote that statement will never be able to understand what is Vipralambha and what is contained there. Mahaprabhu stayed 12 years in Gambhira, tasting the separation mood of Srimati Radharani to Krishna extremely, and that is the super expression of Krishna Prema. Such super expression came out through Vipralambha, otherwise it is not possible to taste Krishna Prema. We can get some idea of how deep it is that Mahaprabhu took the form of Radharani's bhava and kanti, and that is not the mood of union, but of separation. Everyone, including even a child, goat, in this mundane world knows what union is. Therefore, it is not necessary to teach anyone to enjoy. They already know. So it is not necessary to clarify that for anyone. But for all the attentive energy is to be used for what? But all the attentive energy is to be used for what? What is not known is the transcendental mood of separation. Why was such mood tasted by Mahaprabhu again and again? Mahaprabhu's feeling always returned to the tasting of that Vipralamba, the mood of separation from Krishna. The subject matter of Mahaprabhu was to taste what deepest degree of feelings were felt by Srimati Radharani. It is not possible to express by language the mood of separation that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tasted in Gambhira, but Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj tried to show something in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, 2nd chapter. Throughout the whole of Chaitanya Charitamrita, the mood of separation is present. And why do we say that this is the supreme mood of the play of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Just what degree of bhava is in Srimati Radharani that Krishna appeared as Mahaprabhu in order to take her mood and taste that? Who is that enjoyer? What is enjoyment? And who is being enjoyed through the mood of suffering? Everyone knows enjoyment, especially conditioned souls involved with sexual enjoyment and thinking it gives the highest happiness within this mundane world. But he who can say that the highest super painful mood of separation can give the supreme feelings, the only one can say that is Sriman Mahaprabhu. One sloka expressed by Kaviraj Goswami about Madhavendra Puri's feelings of the mood of separation from Krishna is, okay, I'll try to read this. Anyadina dayadra nata he matura nath karavalok yasye hridayam twaidaloka kataram daite brahmyati kim karom yaham e shloka kahiyachin Radhara Thakurani. This sloka was extremely expressed by Srimati Radharani, and through her super mercy, Shripad Madhavendra Puri also tasted it at the last moment of his life. After that, only Sriman Mahaprabhu and no one else is qualified to taste it fully. This is the opinion of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj. You try to consider the following. What is it that Krishna cannot taste himself? What was it that Krishna wanted to taste that he appeared in the form of Mahaprabhu? Why did Krishna take the mood and color of Radharani? And what was his tasting matter? What did Krishna taste in the form of Mahaprabhu during his pastimes here? What mood did Mahaprabhu show in Puridam, especially in his Gambhira Leela? And why did he faint to see Krishna and Kurukshetra in front in the form of Jagannath? Why did Chandidas write in one poem? So this is a very high subject matter about Krishna tasting the mood of separation in the mood of Srimati Radharani, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So and Madhavendra Puri. It says after that, only Sriman Mahaprabhu and no one else is qualified to taste it fully. This is the opinion of Srila Kaviraj Goswami. So we should contemplate on that and know that we are blessed that Mahaprabhu came to give the highest thing in the mood of Srimati Radharani. And that's why Krishna appeared in his form to taste that mood of separation. I'll read this one here, just this last paragraph. Laka laka yuga hiya rakanu tabahiya jadana na gela Meaning, why did Radharani say she couldn't be satisfied by embracing Krishna for millions of years? What mood is expressed here? What mood of tasting is given by Sri Kaviraj Goswami in expressing Mahaprabhu's Antya Leela in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, second part, second chapter? That which Radharani tasted in separation of Krishna when he did not return, but sent Uddhava to see Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu tasted that Ramara Gita in an intoxicating way continuously for 12 years like an extremely madman. If such souls are foolish, then all the residents of Vrindavan, including the gopis, are foolish. Why didn't they get straight into a chariot like a taxi and go just half an hour to Mathura instead of foolishly living in Vrindavan? But if the author of the book you mentioned, with his conception, wants to taste the mood of union, he will immediately become pregnant. Then what will be for him? What was it that Rupa Goswami expressed in a praising way about the mood of Krishna Prema in separation when he said, Pita Bir Nava Kula Kuta, etc.? The power of even a young cobra's poison is defeated by the Krishna Prema of separation. Anyway, we'll continue this tomorrow. Because this is a very heavy question. Even Gurudev says, actually, I'm not eager to give answer to this, but I am only remembering the mood of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Swami Maharaj. I am extremely hating to give any answer to this question of childish mood of praise and union. That is, everybody knows the position of union. So we'll stop there. Hand-carved gems in the book, Divine Guidance by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. So I can't see the computer. Maybe there's someone there. I feel grateful that I got to read. And if you stayed throughout to hear my mumbling, it's beautiful, but these scriptures are so beautiful.
Bhakti Boni Didi, she says, Dandavat. Bhima Krishna Prabhu is also here present, saying, Divya Shakti Didi Ki Jai.
Jai Gurudev.
Megan Nakulu is also here, saying, offering her Dandavat.
Who is that?
Megan
Oh.
Nakulu.
Oh, okay. Where are the kartals? I had them here, but
I took them away from you.
you did. So we'll sing Maria Raya and grateful for so much beautiful scriptures.
Thank you for reading, Bhakti Boni says to you.
Mercy. So much mercy. Thank you for hearing. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Giri Hari Gopinath Radha Damohar. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Nanda. Radha Radha Shiva Sai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunatha. Shiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunatha. Nitai Gosai Kori Charana Bhajan. Hey, Chai, go shine, John. Chandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas. Janame More Avilas. Hey, shine, go shine, Jame Bhajre Kodava. Shri Radha Krishna Nichalila Korilo Prakan. Anande Bola Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare Bhajayama. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pare I'm a Korea. Hari Ram Sankirtan Kahe Narottam Das. Hari Ram Sankirtan Kahe Narottam Das. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hari Thakur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hari Thakur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Guru Varga ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem Shigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi, Shri Gauda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samaveda Vaishnava Mangala ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Haribo, Jai, all glories to all the devotees here and there. Jai Gurudev.
Dandavat, dear devotees. See you tomorrow, or actually see you tonight for the Friday night program. Dandavat.